Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your November 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right, so let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo, November 2020 full moon, Leo. November 2020 full moon, Leo. How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. With one bonus card. Now the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. And then you have one bonus card. We're going to see, I'm just going to move my camera back a bit. Okay. And then we're going to see how this all correlates to what the moon has to offer you. And we have that set up right here. So we have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This very much connects you with the Gemini full moon on the 30th of November. Then you have the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the King of Wands. This connects you with the new moon in Sagittarius. Both of these have the lunar eclipse is on the 30th of November. The solar eclipse is on the 14th of December. Queen of Pentacles, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Leo, this is also you, represented by the King of Wands. You have the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, connecting you with the full moon in Cancer on the 29th of December. You have the Empress. You have the moon. So the moon is highly connected to you. Highly. This is also Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th, because Pisces is represented by the moon in the major arcana. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and Justice, which is a Libra energy. Time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. Your bonus card is the Wheel of Fortune, which opens up the world to you in a very real way. A new season comes in. Okay. You have the repeat of the number 3. During this time, divinity is most definitely with you, though there are going to be times where you feel like it is astoundingly far away. In your inner self, you are embracing a kingly manner. The sacred masculine is coming forward in you, which is going to be very, very, very beautiful. It's also going to really help you, kind of solidify your stance on things, your voice, find power for your inner self. In your heart, you have the sacred feminine coming forward because you have the Empress and you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is that energy of claiming a throne you thought was lost, of seeing connections to things where once you hadn't, or you thought, oh, this is all like silliness. How am I moving forward? How am I getting there? And this is all connecting you with this full moon. So the full moon in Gemini says the answers you need are coming. And the full moon in Gemini brings us wisdom's teacher. Gemini is wisdom's teacher, and it also is the divine messenger. So the divine messenger is bringing us the answers you need, bringing us the answers we need to move forward. And now the lunar eclipse brings more potent energy to the table. So it enhances our energy, and your intuitive being, okay, is reaching its peak. Your ability to intune things, to, kind of just emotionally and spiritually connect to things, is really reaching its peak during this time. Now, the eclipses, both of them, both the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse on the 14th of December, they bring change and great connection to your spirit guides. And the solar eclipse pushes you out of your comfort zone. It pushes you into the unknown in a very real and very powerful way. And this reading is showing that you are being pushed into the unknown because you are having to face nightmares, doubts, fears, the things kind of like the boogeyman within our mind that holds us back and says, oh no, you can't. You're finding the power to say, oh yes, I can. Because that's part of claiming the throne that you thought was lost, or claiming the power you never knew was there. And this is part of your surrendering to the divine and the power that is gracing you. Your surrender to the divine moves you forward in this grace and this elegance and this eloquence of personages and being as you move forward, as you are empowered. And the full moon in Gemini brings this restless energy to you. So as you have this sacred wisdom coming forward, and as the eclipses both bring you to extraordinary spiritual and personal, identity and growth, you see both sides of the stories. That's going to be one of the things, Leo, you find to be rather exasperating. You're going to sit there and want, okay, A or B. It has to be one way or the other. And during this time, it's going to be like, well, it could be one way or it could be another way. And there could even be another way to seeing things. And this is going to be a time where you sit there and you want to kind of cut through the muck and the mire. And it brings you this restless energy because you can see both sides of the story. And this restless energy comes in and it's kind of like, okay, let me just choose what is right. And during this time of this profound Gemini influence, you're going to have this duality of spirit coming forward within you, because there is a sense here that your subconscious and the spirit world, your subconscious world, okay, the world that connects you with this earthly plane and the spirit world, is really coming forward as the spirit world brings messages to you on this earthly plane. So you're going to be having a lot of really intense and powerful dreams. You're going to be looking at things and finding meaning, a lot of meaning, where once there was no meaning. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, well, this means this and this connects to that. And you see the patterns and you see the connections in things where you never did before, or it was very odd. You feel very odd that you're seeing these connections and things. And it's like, no, it's pushing you out of your comfort zone. It's pushing you for and towards something greater. And as you take in this information, you take it in rather quickly. And you can find yourself, Leo, getting bored with things and being like, oh, okay, I got that. Let's move on. And that's where you surrender to this power of the divine as you find these answers. And you see yourself really moving forward in a more pronounced, more determined, more authentic way. And this breaks you out of your comfort zone, and it breaks you to, not breaks you, it brings you to taking aim towards what you truly want. And that's when the Sagittarius energy comes in and says luck is on your side. This is again during the solar eclipse, so this pushes you to the unknown as you take aim. As you take aim on a target that isn't really as visible as you would like it to be. And it brings you to a new beginning. And I love the new moon. It always makes me think of Janus, the Roman god of beginnings and endings. And that's where the month January gets its name, from the god Janus. So beginnings, endings, portals. And so here you are entering into this beginning and this ending. You are crossing this portal into the unknown, into a new season, which is really quite profound for you, because we have that here with the wheel of destiny, with the wheel of fortune. You are entering into this new season of self, of soul, of what you desire and what you need. And it tells you here, new beginnings are coming, and a new start is coming, a new way of looking at things, a new way of embracing what it is that you desire. And then it brings you to the full moon in Cancer on the 29th of December. And it says a personal issue reaches resolution. Now, it reaches resolution because you're finding the questions that need to be answered during this time. You're also claiming a power within yourself to move you forward, and a grace and a gentility within the heart that moves you towards what you desire. In the public arena, you find yourself really releasing a lot of the negativity that has held you back and that has strangled your voice. And it brings you to a sense of justice and to a sense of power for you. Now, during this time in November, and I know we have just one day left in November, you have the spirit animals of the snake spirit and the eel spirit. Now, all through November, this has been a time of healing, because the snake spirit says it's time to heal. And the eel spirit says, bring your ideas to life. So as you are healing, you are bringing your ideas to life. So the snake spirit brings healing opportunities, it brings change and important transformations and important transitions that need to really be addressed and moved forward in. It also increases your energy, increases what you desire. And during this time of the lunar eclipse, where everything is just being amplified, okay? It's amplifying the energy. It's amplifying on this day, this healing power. And the snake spirit brings forward two imageries, okay? One is the Asclepion, which is the healing staff that we still use, like I know in North America, for healing and denoting medicine, and is still used throughout the world, all right? And it was founded in the ancient Greek world as a sign of healing. And so we have that symbolism of healing. And then we also have the serpent as the tempter, okay? Who tempted mankind to the fall. But the snake was once a very sacred animal. And it still is, if you look at it as bringing forward the fall of man. It still is, in a kind of roundabout way, a sacred animal. Because sacred doesn't always have to mean good. And here we have the shedding of a skin, which is what we're doing as we move forward. We may fall, most definitely, but we heal. And that's where those two really profound imageries come together. And the fall also brings forward knowledge. It is for knowledge that man fell. But if you see that even as children, we start to come into this world more and more as we realize pain, as we realize hurt, as we realize disappointment. And that's all given to us through knowledge. And with the snake spirit, you can find that during this time, you're a bit more sensitive because the snake sheds its skin. And as a snake sheds its skin, it's a little bit more vulnerable. It's more vulnerable also because it doesn't see as clearly. So it's much easier for the serpent to lash out. So during this time, you can find that this profound healing does come forward, especially on the 30th of November. But it also brings with it a sense of not being able to see as clearly as you would like to see the way that you move forward, as you shed the skin, as you embrace what you desire. And the eel spirit says, bring your ideas to life, because your emotions and your inner strength and your foresight for the future is amplified, is strengthened. And then it brings us to the spirit animals for December. And it is the owl spirit and the horse spirit. So the owl spirit says, you see things clearly now. And the horse spirit says, freedom is yours. So you see things clearly and freedom is yours. The owl spirit for me, really has this beautiful connotation with the sacred feminine, with the high priestess. And so here, because you have heightened intuition, you see what others cannot, and this announces change because you're seeing what others are oblivious to. And as you see things more clearly, you're seeing beyond the deceits and the masks that people wear and that even we wear for ourselves. You might find yourself calling yourself out a bit more. You might find that, you really just can't stand the hypocrisy of people. And this is transformative, and this denotes a change within your life. And this really does have you seeing a sacred, beautiful knowledge that guides you. And then this brings you to the horse spirit. Now, this is the driving force. This is the driving force that brings us forward into our own freedom. And this is what we thrive off of. And this is what, what we need within our lives to keep on running forward, to keep on being free and wild and brilliant. This is also a balance between our instinctual selves and our practical selves as we move forward. And this brings forward strong emotion, yes, most definitely. But it also brings forward strong sexual energy, especially when it's equated to the sacred masculine. And you have the sacred masculine coming forward here with the double king. So here within your inner self, you have the King of Swords connecting you to the full moon and the lunar eclipse on November 30th. And then you have your own self coming through as the King of Wands, because you are represented by the wands in the minor arcana. But it also has you connected to the Sagittarius energy and the energy of the solar eclipse on the 14th of December. So that is really profound and powerful energy leading you forward. Now, during this time with the King of Swords, for me, the King of Swords is the warrior king. He is the person who has, in no way, shape, or form can you doubt that he holds a weapon within his hands. He cuts through doubts and fears. He sees his truth, his passion, his power. He claims his throne. He puts the crown upon his head, and he says, "This is where I stand. This is how I reign. My life in my truth. I am not afraid to stand up for myself and for my voice." Now here, it's always coming from a place of kindness, always coming from a place of compassion. But it is also saying here, Leo, do not be afraid to stand in your truth, to cut through the doubts and the fears, to know what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. And as you do so, you see that as you stand in your truth, which is what the King of Wands really has us, the King of Swords really has us do, you find that your answers come more clearly because you're defining your questions so much more profoundly. And then it brings you to the Page of Pentacles. I keep on focusing here on the King of Wands, which is you. You're rooted here in questioning. Okay, no, you're rooted here in passion and power. You're crowned in questioning, in seeking, in deeper knowledge. And you're rooted in your passion, in the reason for getting out of bed in the morning, in this driving power forward. And so your inner self is really quite a powerhouse, and you are becoming a student of your prosperity, the interconnectedness of things, the passion, the power that leads you forward, what it is that you desire, what it is that you're looking for, the greatness that is around you. And you come to things with, as in Buddhism, they will say, with a child's mind, or with a beginner's mind, which is coming to things with a child's eyes. It's not needing to know the absolute answers for everything. It's beautiful complexity of questions. It's this inner desire for truth and understanding and bounty for the seeds that you are planting within this world. And instead of saying, "Oh no, that can't possibly be," it's like, well, why not? Why can't I move forward this way? Why can't this passion be a part of me? And then it brings you to the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords has us look at our nightmares. It just does. And you might sit there and say, "Dana, I don't want to." Well, nobody wants to. I mean, seriously, whenever a spirit shows me the Nine of Swords, I'm like, oh, please, come on. Can't we move past what my subconscious is trying to do to hold me back? And the answer is no. Until we ourselves break ourselves free from the hurts, the pains, the hardships, the disappointments, the angers, the upsets, the doubts, the fears, the worries of the past, or the worries that lay within our own minds, sowed from the seeds of the past. Okay? We will stay there. We will stay there forever. And it will rob us of our rest. It will rob us of good night's sleeps. It will rob us of blessings and beauties and prosperity. The Nine of Swords is feeling overwhelmed. Have you ever just felt so overwhelmed that it feels like you don't know which place to run to first. You don't know what to tackle, what to overcome first in order to move forward. You feel exhausted. You feel like if one more demand is made on you, you will just crumble and break and scream and shout and feel just absolutely overwhelmed and out of your element. That's what the Nine of Swords brings. It's like, okay, it's time. It's time to look at this pain, this disappointment, this anger, this upset, this upheaval, because you are the king of your existence and you're rooted in your kingship, in your prosperity, in your abundance, in claiming that crown, in being seated on that throne, of holding the scepter in your hand and saying, this is my passion, this is what I desire, and this is what I want. So you're willing to defend it here with the sword. You're going to cut down what opposes you, and you're able to illuminate and warm and re-energize, there we go, yourself as you move forward. And it brings you to the Queen of Pentacles. This is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So is the Page of Pentacles. But this is being a student of your prosperity. This is, it is being a student, because you have here, you're the student and you're the monarch, you're the ruler of your prosperity. And as you're moving forward in your bounty, you're seeing new ways to move things forward. Now, there is going to be a sense here that heartbreaks, pains, and disappointments have a way of coming up and wanting to knock you down, wanting to make you feel as if you can't move forward. And so the Queen of Pentacles is showing you the way things are more interconnected than you thought they were. The way that you can move forward in your passion, in your power, in your brilliance, in your glory, to embrace your abundance, to embrace what it is that you desire. And it brings you to the Page of Cups. It brings you to this anointing, okay? A personal issue reaches a resolution. Come the 29th of December, you are anointed here in the sense of opening up your eyes, of feeling this healing washing over you, of sitting there and saying, oh, because here you are a student of this earthly plane, of the spiritual plane, and it has you seeing hurts, pains, and disappointments, and it has you cleansing yourself from these hurts, pains, and disappointments in a way you never thought possible. And as you move forward in this love, and in this truth, and in this passion, and in this power, you have the Empress right here. And the Empress, for me, she's the forgotten voice, right? Now, yes, this is the archetype of the mother coming in, but it is also the archetype of the sacred feminine coming in. And it is a sense of claiming a throne that you didn't know you had, claiming a voice that was muted, okay? That you were always afraid of, like, speaking out of term or people misconstruing you. And now you're sitting here and you're like, no, this is my passion, this is my power, this is what I desire, this is what I want and what I need in order to move forward in my blessing, in my grace, and in my glory. And that is what I'm doing. You're nurturing this abundance within you. You're nurturing this prosperity about you. And you're seeing yourself open the doors in ways that you hadn't realized, in ways that you didn't think were possible. And as you start nurturing this creative energy within you, as you start nurturing this passion and also this ability to communicate, all right? For you, Leo, this ability to communicate is like another superpower. You have really enhanced communicative skills during this time. And as you embrace them, and as you are molded by them, and as you mold them, you find yourself claiming a voice much more readily, with much more determination, with much more focus, with much more grace, and with much more power than you had thought before. And this is something that you've been nurturing within you, that you're really seeing step into a place of bounty, a place of abundance, a place of brilliance. And it has you looking at this moon as a source of, yes, it has you seeing a lot of what we'd rather keep buried on the back shelf. We see this here with the Three of Swords and with the Nine of Swords. These are our nightmares. These are our doubts and our fears and the chaos that we think, oh, I can never face that. I don't ever want that to be my truth. I don't ever want that to define me or to be a part of me. But the moon is saying, listen, fear is a part of us. It keeps us alive. It just does. And here it's saying, okay, the fear keeps me going, but it doesn't get to define me. It keeps me safe. It's like, oh, okay, don't walk across, railroad tracks and things like that are dangerous. But it also keeps you from going after what it is that you truly desire, because our fears are not the same as our ancestors' fears were. I mean, the fears of 100 years ago or 200 years ago are really quite different than the fears of today. Because the way that you can be rejected by people is not just, by your community that you live in. Because we evolved living in groups like as big as 50, but no more. And so then as they evolved and they evolved and they evolved, and the groups became bigger and bigger and bigger, now it's the whole world that we worry about. And the moon is saying, listen, it's time to focus on what can be controlled and not on what can't be controlled. It's time to look at your life and to say, okay, I see that fear as a primordial fear, as a fear inherited down the line that kept my ancestors alive, that is a great survival mechanism, but right now it's hindering me instead of helping me. And then when we call out our fears, and of course we have a fear of the dark, we're like apex sight hunters. The only sight hunters that are better than us are birds of prey. So of course we're going to be afraid of nighttime. That's why we've made it so bright that we can block out the night. Here you have a really powerful connection with the moons. And I would not be surprised at all, and Spirit is showing it, that these moons can really bring up a lot of emotion within you. The powerful, full moon, new moon, full moon. You can feel the phases of the moon even more so. The waxing, the waning moon can also have a very big impact on you, Leo. But right now, it is the main ones that we are focusing on. And it's the main ones that call to you. You're seeing that there is beauty within the transformative power of the moon and of yourself. You're seeing that there is always a new season to step into, always a new way to move forward and mold to be guided by. And it brings you to the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is shining down your prosperity, your light, your beauty, and your abundance. It's bringing you forward to a place that is really quite powerful and brilliant for you. And as you look at what it is that you desire and what it is that you want, you start to see that you've done a heck of a lot more than you've imagined. And as you embrace your grace, and as you embrace this power and this determination and this passion forward, you embrace the truth of yourself. And other people will want to steal away your glory and to take credit for it. But let yourself take credit for your own work. And others will do as they want to, as they may. It does not matter. You claim the power of you, and it shines down. Your hard work, your dedication, it shines on you. And then it brings you to a place of doubt and fear, because you seem to be worrying this during this time. The place of, I'm in control, I have this power, I have this bounty as a part of me, and oh my gosh, I can't do this. There's so much that I don't know that I still have to learn, and there's doubts and there's fears. And people can live their whole lives in the Nine of Swords, in the Three of Swords, and miss the beauty of their lives. They just can. It's a sad truth, but it is simply a truth. The Three of Swords are the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments that we face within our world. It's the despair, the hardship, and it's looking at things and thinking, I can never move forward. There are always going to be these doubts, these fears, these angers, these upsets, these upheavals that keep me from the place that I need to be, from the place that I want to be, body, mind, and spirit. And so these are the angry, negative words that were spoken over us when we were little. These are the angry, negative words that we speak over ourselves, that we lock into a little box and we shove into the recesses of our mind. And we say, you don't get to come out until I'm weak, until I'm run down, until I'm stressed and I'm tired. And then when I'm at my lowest, you come and you attack me like a vampire. It's like you come and you hit me when I'm down. And it's enough is enough. The Three of Swords, just for a moment, just release all anxious energy from you and let us do a bit of a meditation. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And picture yourself in this beautiful forest. And from the shadows, as you stand there, come the parts of you that were hurt, that were put in this box. The parts that say you can't achieve your dreams. The parts of your subconscious mind that say you're not worthy of love or respect or brilliance or success. And let them have their voice as you go up to them and say, why? Why cannot I move forward in the way that my soul needs to? And hear what they have to say. Hear where their truth stems from, because it's a sliver of truth, a bit of truth that lives inside of you. And you might need to pause this video. You might need to have this conversation with yourself and go deeper. You might decide to journal instead of visualizing. But give the negative aspects a voice and accept it with love, what they have to say, but do not accept it as truth. You are rewriting their narratives by embracing your power, your kingliness, and your prosperity forward. You do not get to be caged anymore, and you will not be caged anymore. And as you release this heartbreak, this pain, this disappointment, as you move forward with love and respect for every single aspect of you, you have just paid homage to the Four of Swords, to all the hurts, all the pains, all the disappointments, the angers, the upsets, the upheavals that make you think you can't move forward. Life is like a battlefield. We accumulate wounds along the way. They're harsh and they're intense, and they bring us to our needs. And then we brush them off at times and say, oh, other people have it worse. It does not mean we can't respect and honor the pain that we are in right now. And say, I hear you. And I see how much you have fought, and I see how much you fight for, and I see how far you have come. And I respect and honor you. And I will keep on respecting and honoring you. As we move through this world, I will keep on respecting and honoring me as we move through this world. In pain and in glory, in love and in heartbreak, as truth is found. And at times truth is lost, to be refound again in different ways. And that brings you to your justice. That brings you to a discernment of self. Instead of saying, oh, I have to let all the energy in, I have to be nice to absolutely everybody, I always have to hold my tongue. It's like, no, I get to stand up for me. In a kind, loving, respectful manner, yes, but in a manner that says, this is my truth, this is my power, this is my determination. And I will not be stopped, I will not be silenced, and I will not be held back. And as I embrace my love, I embrace me. This is discernment. Justice. I always wondered about the justice card at times, because I always looked at justice as the white page, the black print, and that's justice, right? The justice of the law. But it's justice of the individual self, and we don't come with manuals or rule books. We just don't. And so here, it is the discernment of character. It is the finding the energy that fits right with you. It's also knowing where you stand and what you stand for and what you desire and what you need as you evolve and as your angels bless you. And as you bless yourself by standing in your truth. This brings forward the Wheel of Fortune. This brings forward a whole new season, a whole new world, a whole new set of power and understanding and purpose of self. And yes, at times you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride because you have such conflicting emotions coming forward. Ones of power, ones of doubt, ones of success, ones of questioning. And yes, they all have their validity and they all have their space within us. And you're entering into a new dawn, a new day, a new passion, a new power, a new brilliance, a new truth. And it moves you to this moon, bringing you into a new season of self. So let's see what the moon has to say. How will Leo, there we go, I just finished talking about Libra energy with justice. How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the November 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Will, self-love, and patience. Boundaries. Communication is key. This is the new moon in Gemini. Very, very strong Gemini full moon for you. Very, very strong Gemini energy here. Your dreams need a practical plan. Hold your vision. Don't let pride get in your way. This is the full moon in Leo. So Leo, you're speaking to yourself right here. Don't let pride get in the way. Your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to what you want and what you desire is being tested. So will and boundaries speak very much of what the Justice card was talking about, of that discernment of self, of the will of what you want and the boundaries that need to be set within this world. So we have here over the King of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, we have your will coming forward and the will that this moon brings up in you. What is it that you want? Where is it that you want to be? What is it that is important and what is it that you desire? It then brings you to self-love over the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, nightmares, doubts, fears, apprehensions, sleepless nights, anxiety. It can even be that you feel it, like you'll feel, oh, my back hurts, because the anxiety goes to your back or to your stomach or to your feet or wherever it goes. That's what's coming up here. And it's saying to counter this with self-love, to counter this with the, I know I'm making it through this. I know that I am moving forward in passion and power and brilliance and in truth. I love me. And have patience as you claim this love, because you are the king here. And as you claim this love, patience is needed because it moves you to the next level. And then boundaries, healthy boundaries are definitely needed as prosperity comes and a healing anoints you. Boundaries are important. It then brings you to communication being key as you claim a throne you thought was lost, as you reclaim the power of your voice and the purpose of what you desire, as you move forward in this truth. And then it brings you, and this is the new moon in Gemini, it then brings you to the full moon in Taurus, which says your dreams need a practical plan. As you face the moon, as you face the shadows, the doubts, the fears, but also the brilliance and the depth of what you're seeing, of emotion, of understanding, your dreams now need to step into the realm of a practical plan for this earthly plane. And as your dreams step into this earthly world, you see yourself blessed, but you also see fear holding you back, negativity that was spoken over you when you were too small to do anything about it, doubts, angers, upsets, upheavals, chaos. And this says, hold to your vision, hold to what is true for you. And as you hold to your vision, don't let pride get in the way. Leo, you have the full moon in Leo here, saying do not let pride get in the way. As you look at everything that you have conquered, everything that you have overcome, do not let pride get in the way. Because your commitment is being tested as your discernment comes forward, as you're being just to yourself, and as you are having to be just to yourself. So let's see the subconscious message of the moon. We have here pleasure, okay? The masculine and feminine energy of the spirit animals for this time. Bring forward that, power of pleasure that we're stepping into. You have the sacred masculine here in your inner self, the sacred feminine here in your heart self. So the pleasure of your coming together with these two sides of you, and the pleasure of your inner self is astounding and is beautiful. It really is. And then it brings you to your subconscious, to go deeper into your subconscious message from the moon. And it says, have faith in your dreams. Have faith in your dreams. Have faith in what you desire. Have faith in what you need to move forward and the truth that you are creating within you. Have faith. Because it brings you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Six of Cups. The past comes forward very powerfully during this time. And the Six of Cups makes us very nostalgic, makes us want to kind of live in the past a bit more. Okay, the doubts, the fears, the apprehensions that the past has taught us. But it can also rob away our future. I always forget her name, but it is the woman in Great Expectations who lives in her wedding dress, her rotting wedding dress, on the day all her dreams, and never leaves the day all her dreams fell apart. And we can either be stuck like that, or we can sit here and we can learn from the past and learn what it is that we truly want and where it is that we truly want to be, and be empowered and emboldened for our future and to move forward in the grace of who we are and where we're headed. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we take aim for our future, and as we move forward with the answers that we have been longing for, finally coming into our world. And as we leave behind doubts, fears, angers, and negativity, to embrace a truth with love and honor of self at our center. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo, and may you have a blessed moon.